Hey everyone, I'm Chester C., one of the founding partners of the YOMYOMF network. And you're about to see the second act, the final part of Tony Award-winning David Henry Hwang's acclaimed play, Yellowface. This is the first ever adaptation from theatrical play to YouTube.
If you missed part 1, you can click on the link here to catch up. And for everyone else,
YOMYOMF proudly presents the conclusion of Yellowface.
Los Angeles Times. The most significant thing about This King and I is the authentic ethnic casting and the convincing South Asian feel. Jesus.
It's Marcus G. You gave him his start.
Don't remind me.
He's very deep. Listen to this.
Never let anyone tell you what you look like is who you are. Those are the limitations we need to fight. Even people that look like me. Especially people that look like me.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna throw up.
You know, Dave, you should say stuff like this.
Where do you think he got them? I said those very words when he was in my show.
Then you teach him well. You must be so proud.
His name isn't even G. He's not even Asian.
You know, I had that thought when I first saw you play. I thought he's not Chinese, but after I read his words, who cares? If in my heart I can be Gary Cooper or Clark Gable, then maybe in his he can be Marcus G.
Dad, I did not go through protests and hunger strikes so that some white imposter can take our hard-won opportunities.
You went on a hunger strike?
Sure, back with those other Asian students back in college for 2 whole weeks.
You didn't eat for 2 weeks? You could.
Dad, I'm not stupid. Of course I ate.
But you said...
We fasted in shifts.
Huh?
Variety, April 27, 1996. Asian Kudos announced. The newly formed Asian American Artists Association announced honorees for their first annual Warrior Awards. Legit scribe David Henry Hwang, M. Butterfly, will receive a Visionary Warrior Award from the org which was founded by Asian American film exec Fritz Friedman.
Journalists, please welcome David Henry Hwang.
I'm so pleased to be honored tonight by the Asian American Artists Association, or AAAA.
Oh, here comes another of tonight's awardees, our most promising newcomer warrior, Marcus G, who's managed to join us tonight despite his grueling tour schedule in The King and I. You two know each other? Well, who doesn't know Marcus, right?
Know each other. David gave me my first job. How you doing, bro? We haven't talked since
You were in,
Face Value. Thanks for the break, buddy.
All right, bring it in, boys.
Marcus, your performance in The King and I got rave reviews across the country. But did you have any hesitation about taking on a role that some people in the community have labeled stereotypical?
Yeah, of course I did. I feel like it's one of the biggest responsibilities for any actor of color to stay true to his community, to make sure that we only put out positive images.
Hey, bro.
Do not give me that hey bro shit.
Sorry. Didn't mean to offend.
You are walking around here, you're pretending to be Asian, you're lying to everyone.
I am trying really hard not to lie. Okay, every once in a while, I have to bring up the Siberian thing, and that's unfortunate. But as much as possible, I am doing my best to speak only the truth.
Your whole life is a lie.
Hey, didn't you say so yourself? It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside.
I didn't mean that literally.
Then how did you mean it? Dave, do you have a problem with anything that I'm saying?
No, it's not what you're saying.
It's just that I'm the one that's saying it. Doesn't that make your position kind of racist?
This is not hard. In order to be Asian, you have to at least have some Asian blood.
I'm just saying some things that need to be said. Doing some things that need to be done. I mean, someone's got to step up.
What is that supposed to mean?
John Hwang has founded this great new organization, the Asian Leadership Council.
You are lecturing me on how to be Asian.
They're honoring me next week in D.C. We could really use your support.
I was an Asian role model back when you were still a Caucasian.
David, come on. What is this, a popularity contest?
You're going around here with that face. You're claiming to be Asian, and everyone falls at your feet, but you don't have to be Asian every day of your life. You just come in, you skim the cream, you ethnic tourist.
You know what? You're right. I don't have to live Asian every day of my life. I am choosing to do so.
Funny thing about race, you don't get to choose, okay? If you were born a minority, you would know that.
David, are you familiar with the Chinese concept of face?
Am I?
Basically, it says the face that you choose to show the world reveals who you really are.
I knew that.
Well, I've chosen my face. And now I am becoming the person I have always wanted to be.
Marcus? There you are. What's keeping you?
Hey, I'm sorry. I was just talking to David.
Oh, hi. Hey, you better get on stage quick. They're about to auction off the dinner with you.
Oh, thanks. DC, next week, remember this name, John Hwang. It's gonna be big.
You dating him?
Yeah, so?
Does he know that you and
Well, I might have mentioned that we... it's not the first thing on my mind, morning and night.
Leah, you can't.
Excuse me?
No, you can't become his girlfriend.
Well, that's funny, because I already am.
You think he's Asian, don't you?
He's not 100%, but his mom, I think,
I can't believe he's dating you, of all people.
Whoa, wait. Do you think that he's dating me to get back at you?
No, not to get back at me. It's weirder than that.
My God.
More diabolical.
David,
It's like he wants to become me.
Whoa, Earth to narcissist.
No, Leah, he's not Asian.
David, no one's Asian enough for you.
No,
like how
that's
you
not
used
what
to criticize me for listening to The Cure.
I never...
You thought that my taste in music was too white.
I never said anything
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said, personally, I believe in supporting black artists.
I only meant that as people of color, African-American singers are more likely to sympathize with our struggles and understand our pain.
Mariah Carey?
Leah, Marcus is not Asian, literally. He's lying to you. He's lying to everyone. The truth is, Marcus G is 100% white.
David, are you still in touch with Dr. Wasserman?
You don't believe me.
I believe that you are in a really unhealthy place right now, and I think I'm gonna go. You should get back to writing plays. You gotta be kidding me. The machine took up.
It might be important.
It can wait. I can't.
Hello. Is this Marcus G?
Speaking.
Calling from the office of Senator Fred Thompson on behalf of the Committee on Governmental Affairs.
You do realize it is 11:30 at night, right?
I'm sorry. Would you mind answering some questions?
Can you call back in the morning?
The committee would be most grateful for your cooperation at this time. Our records show you made a donation of $250 to the Asian Pacific American Leadership Council.
Yes. Their fundraising dinner in Washington last year.
Were you aware that their founder, John Hwang, is under investigation? That a good number of the donations he gathered violated federal campaign laws.
What do you want from me?
You're an American citizen.
What?
Where are you from?
You mean where am I really from?
What do you mean by that?
Nothing, it's a joke.
Why was that a joke?
Because Asians are always being asked, where are you really from?
Who else asked you this?
I don't have to answer that.
I suggest you do. Is there something strange about your file? Seems as though you made your donation under a false name.
I used my stage name. I didn't know it was illegal.
Why did you change your name?
To more accurately reflect the roles I was playing.
What sort of roles are those?
Asian roles.
So is it safe to assume that your ethnicity is actually Asian?
I don't have to answer that question.
We keep getting stuck on that one, don't we?
I'm gonna hang up.
That would be a bad idea.
No, this whole conversation is a bad idea. You guys are so off base with this. In fact, you know what? You're idiots.
What was that? David, I really appreciate you meeting me like this.
Well, Leah, you asked me in such a civil tone, it kind of threw me for a loop.
I I don't want to talk about this over the phone, but
What's wrong? Trouble in paradise? Catch your boyfriend putting butter on his rice?
this is serious. Marcus is under investigation. It started late one night. They called our home. We thought that was the end of it, but now we're getting more calls from the FBI, the Democratic National
Let
Committee.
me get this straight. The government is investigating people who made donations to political campaigns?
Asians, just Asians. They think foreigners influenced the elections, so now they're calling anyone named Lee or Wong.
And somehow Marcus got on their list?
Can you believe it? He made a donation using his stage name. So there's gonna be a press conference tomorrow to expose this crap, and... David, why are you laughing? What?
Wait, so, I mean, he really wanted to be Asian, right? Every day of my life. Be careful what you wish for, Kimosabe.
I was hoping that you would come to the press conference and help.
What? Marcus doesn't need my help.
He's Captain Asian America. He's a role model for us all.
David, listen. Asians being evil foreigners, this is the kind of shit that they always throw at us.
And now they're throwing it at him. It kind of makes my day.
I cannot believe this. You used to stand for something, and now it's it's like you're some kind of fake Asian.
Me? I'm the fake Asian? Someone should look in our own bed.
Fuck you.
I was harassed by midnight telephone calls. My integrity was slandered, and my citizenship was questioned.
Leaders of Asian American groups say that this telephone call and 1,200 others to Asian American contributors are part of a harassment of people of Asian descent.
USA Today, July 9th, 1997. Congress yesterday began long-awaited hearings on the campaign finance improprieties of 1996, with an assertion by Committee Chair Fred Thompson, Republican of Tennessee.
High-level Chinese government officials have crafted a plan to increase China's influence over the U.S. political process. Our investigation suggests the plan continues today.
Senator Richard Shelby, Republican of Alabama. We've got to remember the Chinese are everywhere. They're real, they're here, and probably very crafty people.
Representative Jack Kingston, Republican of Georgia. Illegal campaign contributions are just the tip of the egg roll.
New York Times, March 6, 1999. China stole nuclear secrets from Los Alamos. Written by name withheld on advice of counsel.
Government officials have administered lie detector tests to a Los Alamos computer scientist who is Chinese American. This is going to be just as bad as the Rosenbergs, an official recalled saying.
Dave, look. A fax for you.
So?
From Marcus G.
Oh, dude, get that away from me. He probably wants money or something.
Dear David.
I don't want to hear it.
Shh. I'm reading for myself.
Dear David, did you see the story in the New York Times about Wen-Ho Lee, the Chinese-American nuclear scientist they're accusing of treason?
Marcus says they're holding a rally to stand up for Wen-Ho Lee. They want you to join them.
Do you see what I'm doing here? I am writing a pitch for a movie.
Yeah, but Marcus...
Oh, Jesus. Duh.
I'm sorry you couldn't make the press conference about the phone calls, but it's all snowballing. First, campaign finance reform scandal, and now Wen-Ho Lee. This country is gearing up to make China its next big enemy, and as usual, who are they going after first? Asian Americans.
That guy's so paranoid. Hey, maybe this Wen-Ho Lee is guilty. Did you ever think about that? And even if he's not, what's Marcus so worried about? We have rights in this country.
Justice for Wen-Ho Lee! I'm Asian American, arrest me too!
Hey, racial profile this!
Asian American does not equal spy!
Who's next?
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 So, Yellow Girl 8, where are you really from?
Omaha. Growing up Vietnamese, I always felt so alone there.
You're not alone?
I read your plays in high school.
Which one?
All of them.
What are you wearing?
Dave, it's your mother. I just want you to know that there's going to be an article tomorrow in the New York Times. It's about your father. It's a big one, front page, and it's not very good.
Late in the spring of 1996, federal bank examiners discovered that the Central Bank of China was moving tens of millions of dollars into the United States, depositing it in a maze of accounts at a small California bank, Far East National. Far East National's CEO, Henry Y. Hwang, 69, is a well-known figure among Chinese Americans in Los Angeles. Hwang's office is decorated with photographs of himself with various American presidents, including Bill Clinton, and with a poster from M. Butterfly, the Broadway hit written by his son, David Henry Hwang, who was formerly a director of the bank.
Oh, shit.
No respect.
Dad.
Alice says, do you have an appointment? He says, no, I have to see Mr. Wong. Then he just walks in. If I was in the bathroom, I bet he'd just walk in there too. No class.
The first thing we have to think about is...
Did you see that part in the paper when he called me short? I'm 5'10". That's not short.
I know.
He called me short, and you know what that means? That guy is a racist.
Dad, what we have to think about here, what we have to worry about is the Senate investigation. Now, do you have to testify before Shelby's banking committee?
Of course.
They've already subpoenaed you?
I told my lawyers, you spend whatever you have to. Pull all the strings you got. Get me that subpoena.
You want to testify before the committee?
Of course.
See, dear, why you have to talk to him?
On national TV, lights, cameras, senators, and me giving it to those guys. You discriminate against Asians. This sort of thing must never happen in America.
Dear, it's not going to go like...
Shh. All around the country, everyone stops what they're doing and listen to me. And suddenly, the image of Asians is improved forever. Beautiful.
Dave?
Dad, it's really hard to make yourself look good before a congressional investigation.
What about Ollie North?
Okay, it's not impossible, but
What does Ollie North have that I don't?
Dad, you really just want to lie low and hope this whole thing goes away. Oh, hold on.
Did you see my picture?
Cell phone.
I was wearing a money. Yeah.
Hello.
May I speak to David Henry Hwang?
Speaking.
My name is... I wrote the article in the Times this morning about Far East National.
Oh.
I understand you were on Far East board when all this occurred.
Well?
I'd like a chance to prove that you had nothing to do with this.
You sat on the board of Far East National for quite a few years. Why?
Oh, basically as a favor to my father.
Do you want to go on the record with this? You can go off at any moment just by punching this button.
I can shut it off?
Absolutely.
All right.
When my father first asked me, I was coming off one of the busiest years of my career. And at first, I turned him down.
How did he convince you?
Far East National serves immigrants and refugees. And I thought if I can help make this bank successful, it will help us all. And as Chinese Americans, we need to empower ourselves by any means necessary.
These large deposits from China, when they started rolling into the bank, were you aware of the size of these amounts?
As a board member, I wasn't really aware of the bank's finances.
No?
No, I saw myself more as a spiritual moral compass.
Could you explain that statement?
We have to fight the power.
What power is that?
Well, to put it bluntly, white America. We have to come together, marshal our collective resources, to really gain influence in this country.
And so from your position as board member, you sought to use Far East resources to gain influence?
Yes.
For China?
No, didn't say that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you did.
No, I said to gain influence for Chinese Americans.
Right.
Not China, there's a difference.
Oh, But still.
What?
Well, obviously, if China grows more powerful, that strengthens the hands of the Chinese living here. Wouldn't you agree?
My loyalty's to America.
But you just said you sought to fight the power of white America. Isn't that true? Before you punch that button, I think it's only fair to tell you that I already have everything I need for my story. As a bank director, you are legally and financially responsible for the activities under your watch.
Listen, I'll tell you the truth. I actually didn't know what was going on with the bank's dealings, really.
Yeah, I realize you were Daddy's little rubber stamp, but that fact puts you in a position to enlighten me about something far more interesting than any balance sheet.
Like what?
I want to know about your father. How often does he go to China? Who does he see there? Has he ever expressed anger, bitterness, resentment towards America?
Why are you going after my father?
Mr. Hwang, your father is a Chinese banker.
Chinese American.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
That difference, it interests me. If I were investigating Israeli espionage, I'd look to the Jewish community. It's just logical. Does your father see himself as more American or more Chinese?
That question makes no sense.
On the contrary, I think it's quite relevant.
Well, how about you? Do you see yourself as more American or more white?
That's not the same.
No?
Not in the least.
Why not?
Because there's no conflict between being white and being an American.
Did you really just say that? There's a conflict between being Chinese and being American?
No.
How fortunate we have that on tape.
Look, I should have said it's not the same because white is a race and China is a nation.
You should have, but you didn't. You are going to make a fascinating character.
What?
When I write a play about all this.
I'm sorry, you can't.
Why not? You're writing about me.
I'm a reporter.
And I'm a playwright. Nice to meet you. God, I really thought we were past all this. The Yellow Peril, where are you really from?
You're taking my slip completely out of context.
No, actually, I'm putting it in context. You know, when you look at guys like my father and Wen Ho Lee, their eyes might as well be taped up, and they might as well be wearing piss-colored makeup. Because what you see is every bad guy in every movie who's ever put on yellow face.
Okay. I gave you your chance.
I think it's only fair to warn you I already have what I need to write my play.
As if that's so difficult. Anything missing from your story? Hell, you just go make it up.
Why are you so afraid to be in my play?
I'm no one. There's nothing about me in the media. I've kept it that way. You see, Mr. Hwang, I'm anonymous.
All the more reason for me to start writing.
Just understand this. If you use my real name, you'll find yourself in court.
Oh! Henry! Henry, are you okay? Henry?
Doctor.
I'm gonna call the doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh.
David, we still have treatment options available for your father. So far, the cancer markers are not going down, and the PET scan suggests the condition may have metastasized to the liver. Honestly, we got that first tumor so early, the chemo should have knocked it right out. But it seems your father's case is particularly aggressive.
Listen, Dad, Mom found this new gene therapy. It's experimental, but we can get you into the clinical trials.
Wait. You know, son, I used to believe in America. I don't anymore. When I was a kid, my favorite movie star was Jimmy Stewart. He was so kind, always doing things for other people. And when the chips were down, he would give it to the bad guys, tell them off, and everyone would listen to him. When I started the bank, I said, Now, I can be Jimmy Stewart, too. When I try to stop those guys who are after me, I can't beat them this time. So, I'm not Jimmy Stewart after all. So, son, I don't want any fancy treatment. My real life isn't here anymore. I'm ready to go. And I'll do it my way.
Dave? I heard about your dad's illness. If there's anything I can do to help.
Why are
anything
you
else-
torturing me? Why won't you leave me alone? Why do you keep popping up? Everywhere I look, all good and noble and completely disgusting.
Well, thanks for the compliment.
Why do you do all this?
Because it feels good to be part of something bigger than myself. How's your dad?
Hanging around the ICU, career in tatters, trying to survive an American purge. Other than that, he's great.
How can we help him?
You can help me by going away.
Sorry, I was just trying.
Yeah, well, it's easy for you to help. You're holding all the cards.
You know, I'm under investigation too, remember?
Yeah, all you have to do to save yourself is just take off your mask. Tell them who you really are.
Sure, I could save myself, but what good does that do the community? The investigators would just hush up my case and keep going after guys like your dad.
Unless...
What?
Unless they couldn't.
Couldn't what?
Unless they couldn't hush it up.
I don't follow.
Listen, you want to help the community?
Yes, but...
Then take off your mask, not behind closed doors, not on some little cell phone call in public where the bastards can't make you go away. Can you imagine how idiotic their investigations will look when in their determination to find evil Chinese spies everywhere, the public knows that the government has spent millions of taxpayer dollars only to end up going after a regular American?
You want me to talk to the press? If I go public with who I really am, I'll have to leave the community. I mean, people will be so mad they'll never accept me again. David, I love this community.
How much, more than yourself?
This is my whole life we're talking about. And you know, I'm not the only one who'd get in trouble. It'd be you too. How could I come out as white without explaining how I got mistaken as Asian?
Good point.
So we agree.
All right, I'll go to the interview with you. Explain how this whole misunderstanding happened. Explain that you'd never been able to pass yourself off as Asian without me, that it was all my fault.
You would do that? You know it would make you look bad.
Marcus, do you remember the Chinese concept of face?
Yeah.
I'm willing to go out there and lose my face. How about you?
New York Times. Staffers probing Chinese investigations cast too wide a net. By me. Officials probing accusations of illegal campaign contributions from Chinese donors are investigating a U.S. citizen with
no Asian ancestry at all. I'm reading this in the paper, so it can't possibly be true, right?
Leah, nothing has really changed about me. Just my past. Right?
Yes, I see, right? Which means everything's changed about you, Marcus. Did you tell me the truth about anything?
Leah, I love you. That was never a lie. You gotta believe me.
I do.
Believing you makes me feel sick to my stomach. Don't touch me!
The origins of this almost comical mishap involve a strange cast of characters, including Tony Award-winning playwright David Henry Hwang.
I cast Marcus as an Asian in one of my plays, not knowing he was a white man. After I realized my mistake, I tried to cover up my blunder by passing him off as a Siberian Jew. After the New York Times released their article unmasking Marcus, Jay Leno joked in his monologue that federal investigators were now going to go after Pamela and Tommy Lee, Neil Sedaka, the lead singer from Wang Chung. This marked the turning point in the Chinese espionage scandals of the late 1990s. Shelby's banking committee ended their investigation without subpoenaing my father. Fred Thompson's probe withered away. Wen-Ho Lee spent 9 months in solitary confinement before the charges against him were dropped by Judge James Parker. Rocco Palmieri, former aide to Senator Fred Thompson, posting on RealClearPolitics.com.
So, the Chinese won the first round, but we were on the right track. 9/11 threw this country into an extended distraction phase. While we've been expending our time and resources in the Middle East, our real enemies have been taking advantage of this window to make themselves even more formidable. Chinese investigations are not over. Not by a long shot. They're merely on hiatus until the next war begins. Because America's real enemy in the 21st century will be China.
New York Times, October 13th, 2005. Henry Y. Hwang, who founded the first Asian American-owned federally chartered bank in the continental United States, died Saturday in his home in San Marino, California. He was 77 years old. Dad's obituary was picked up by the wire services, and it ran in over 250 media outlets from Mississippi to Taiwan. I think you would have liked that. Marcus came to see me at Dad's memorial service. I always believed my dad could talk his way out of anything. He's the only person I've ever known who went into the IRS for an audit and walked out with a bigger refund. Can't believe he's gone.
I'm sorry.
But what really gets me is that in the end, he even lost his dream. I mean, sometimes I think that's really what killed him. As much as I was sick of hearing his shtick, it was his whole life. That faith that America was a place where you can imagine whoever you want to be, and through sheer will and determination, you can become that person. If only that were true.
But it is, look at me.
Huh?
I imagine myself as something completely different from what I was.
No.
And through sheer will and determination, just like your dad.
I cannot believe you're going there. You are nobody's idea of the American dream.
Then why did you create me? Tell the truth. I'm a character in this play that you've written about your dad and yourself and what happened with that reporter who we're not supposed to say his name.
I really wasn't planning on getting into this.
I think you should.
No, see, I was planning on maintaining that whole truth versus fiction ambiguity throughout the end of the play.
Well, I think that's intellectually dishonest.
But you're my character. You do what I say.
Come on, Dave. Any characters worth their salt eventually go their own way. No, tell the truth. You can do it.
This is kind of humiliating.
It's a little late in the show to worry about humiliating yourself.
Marcus is a fictional character created by me.
Why?
Because I'm a writer, and in the end, everything is always all about me.
And?
Okay. Years ago, I discovered a face that I could wear, live more fully and better than anything I've ever tried. But as the years went on, face became a mask, and I became just another actor running around in yellow face. That's where you came in. To take words like Asian and American and race and nation and mess them up so badly that no one even knows what they mean anymore. Because that was Dad's dream. A world where he could be Jimmy Stewart. And a white guy can even be an Asian. Because that's what you do when your father dies. You make his dreams your own.
And now you don't need me anymore. Do me a favor. Write me a happy ending, okay?
That is not my specialty, but I'll try. I'll send you to a Chinese village named Zensong. Final email. From Marcus G. Dahlman to David Henry Hwang. Received sometime tomorrow.
Dear David, it finally happened. 9 months after my arrival in Dawn Country. Tonight, as they were gathering together for the big song, I noticed a couple of villagers gesturing for me to come closer. So I stood up. I ascended the steps under the eaves to the pagoda. And no one stopped me. They saw who I am and gave me face. As I opened my mouth, the music spoke to me in words only I could hear. Get over yourself. The song is only doing what it's always done.
Taking in voices from all the lands and all the people who have ever crossed its path.
Though the road has been messy, it made this song.
For nothing of value, nothing which lasts.
Nothing human is ever pure. I joined the big song. And I found what I had lost, a reason to hope. And now I can go home.
Hey, it could happen. For Marcus, the play ends. As for me, I go back to work, searching for my own face.
Nay lông gió phơ ta sao chi thâu tàu giấc gạo tín làng mai mà giàu ly đế say niềm xem tháng chi thâu cao chánh sang thiên chùa mà giàu say ly cha xiết gần xí lại miền ấy cha chi thấu cao chánh thiên nhang mai hao đà ta sáng gia năng.
Hey, we just want to thank you for watching Yellowface and hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, and don't forget, subscribe to the YOMYOMF network and leave us some more comments in the section below. We'd love to know what you thought.